Welcome back, you mortals, to Cartoon Conversations, where we constantly juggle back and forth the morality of every single person, living creature on this goddamn planet, all comprised into one fantastic little bite-sized episode that actually lasts usually like an hour and 15 minutes. Not very bite-sized, but who cares? We're going to find more things. Where each time the introduction gets more and more stupid, but you keep watching for some reason because there is nothing better to do.
Hey, we just passed 500 views.
Oh, sweet.
So, that's kind of cool.
You've already watched Markiplier enough, you know? Time to give us a chance.
So, our big question for the day is,
right, yes.
What do we think about the parallels between Prince John and John Jones?
One more character appears that doesn't exactly hold much weight for this entirety of the show.
I thought he was really cool. I wanted to see more about him.
I don't doubt the fact that you thought he was really cool. I'm just saying that he didn't hold much weight in the sense that he appears for like a second and we talk about him.
Well, he's a MacGuffin. He's not a... He's a plot point.
He's a MacGuffin. He himself is a plot point.
His carcass, at least, is.
That's fantastic.
So, we open on a collapsing iceberg. As it falls into the ocean...
Iceberg! Oh, wait, hold on a second. No, we open on the most precariously goddamn placed resort inn ever.
Yeah, it's like a ski lodge or something. It looks like a chateau. And it's not an iceberg. I meant to say a glacier.
You're a glacier.
Well, there's a difference between the two.
And so is your mother.
As the glacier falls into the ocean and becomes an iceberg, a ship is revealed. And with its figurehead is a giant horned monster, which is revealed from the ice. It looks like a Viking longboat. So, I did some research on figureheads. Figureheads are actually very cool.
Oh,
They were basically, in illiterate societies, they were basically the name of a ship. And that's why they were so important.
Kind of like the sail, the flag, I guess, of a pirate ship.
Well, the flag shows like what country you are. But...
Well, I mean, like, more for the pirates.
Nah,
like,
I mean,
pirates
more like
would
a
always
name
have...
of the ship. Like, now, you know, like, you name the ship, you hit it with a bottle of champagne.
They would always be sailing the Jolly Roger, the Skull and Crossbones.
Yeah. And then we get credits. This is one of the shortest cold opens we've had in a while.
Oh yeah, we don't see a single superhero doing anything fun. We don't see any crazy aliens. We just see a ship.
Yeah.
The fuck's up with that, man?
So now we reopen on the Watchtower. Martian Manhunter is expertly surveying League activity with Green Arrow.
With expert tendencies.
Yes.
Because he's Martian Manhunter.
Wonder Woman walks in as Diana Prince.
Oh yeah, Wonder Woman is rocking that sexy female lawyer.
Yeah, pretty much looks like a lawyer. Yeah. So,
Sexy
she is representing... Sorry?
Nothing, it's something from Futurama.
Alright. Oh yes, the show in Futurama, Sexy Female
Yeah, the
Lawyer.
show that Fry used to always watch and the aliens got confused about sexy female lawyer having lots of sex.
Yes.
Just so dumb. Continue.
Yes. So, she's representing Themyscira at a conference on global climate change.
Yes.
She really doesn't want to go.
Oh, yeah.
So she asks Martian Manhunter, which, I wonder, you know, like, they're close and stuff. Do they ever call John Jones, like, JJ or something? Like, you know, I can imagine, you know, like, someone tried once, and he just, like, turned around, stared at them, and no one ever did it again.
It's just like, no.
And it was probably Booster Gold.
It was totally Booster Gold. Just like, never call me that ever again. And he's like, Henry Coyle's like, yeah, okay, sure, you got it, man.
This is a sacred Martian name, you bastard. So.
You got it, boss. Never again.
He says he's needed on monitor duty. Wonder Woman points out that Mr. Terrific could do it, and the Sunday crossword, which
oh my god, right.
He'd already done. In pen.
Because he's in pen. In the Beijing Times.
Yes.
Because he's goddamn Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, which we forgot to include him on the list of the smartest superheroes. It's probably either him or Batman.
Isn't he also, like, totally unrelated point, although it's somewhat related because it has to do with Mr. Terrific. Isn't he gay?
You know, I don't know that.
I heard that he was gay.
He looks like a character who they would do it. You know, he's not big enough that, like, people are going to boycott them.
Right.
But he's somewhat of a known character. He kind of fits the profile of someone, you know, he looks a bit flamboyant. I don't know. He fits the comic book gay profile.
I guess so. I mean, you could really make that kind of thing for anybody, but, you know, whatever. More power to him if he is. He can do the crossword, and I can't get, like, 3 of the goddamn numbers. I'm more of a logic guy. Yo, Sudoku all the way.
Yeah. I like the crosswords. I do the crossword every day.
Do you?
Well, just the mini one, though. Not the big one. Because I can't get the big one on my phone.
Oh.
So. Yeah, we forgot to mention him as smarter leaders. I think Batman might still edge him out because he's so resourceful.
Right.
That's an argument for a different day. And someone who knows more about Mr. Terrific. So, Wonder Woman criticizes JJ for saying that for all his powers, he doesn't really like humanity. Martian Manhunter's response is fantastic. I don't dislike them.
Yeah, exactly. It was such a sad little thing to hear him say that because he turned away and his eyes were like very downtrodden. He was very sad in like his realization of this.
Yeah. He knew that on some level, but he was never willing to confront it to himself until Wonder Woman said it.
Right.
She's a really smart woman. Like, she's grown so much throughout the course of this series.
Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, you can see there were a lot of moments where you'd imagine she would have said something completely different.
In the beginning of the series, she would have reacted much less calmly to failure, and she would have responded much less insightfully. She's really grown. Because at the beginning of the series, in Season 1, it was Martian Manhunter who was giving that sort of advice to Wonder Woman.
Right.
So now it's so fitting that Wonder Woman is giving it back.
Right. Oh, it's so cute. I never really kind of thought about it like that.
Yeah.
So it's delicious.
So
I just eat it up.
They decide that he's not going to go, but Wonder Woman is going to bring him to the joys of companionship, kicking and screaming if she has to.
The joys of companionship?
Yes. Also,
I'm going to love and tolerate the shit out of you.
I'm going to tolerate you with all my heart. So sit down, shut up, and be tolerated. So, this also brings us back to the Cadmus had a point here. Because think about it this way. Of the 7 main leaguers who form this sort of steering committee, let's see, how many of them are human? Only 2.
Yeah. Huh.
And the one who's in charge over all of them is not human. The face of the League is not human.
Right.
I kind of understand where Cadmus is coming from. Especially since Martian Manhunter is probably the most powerful Leaguer in this universe.
Oh, yeah. And Wonder Woman lists off his exploits with quite a bit of flair.
Yeah, and, you know, Superman, when he's the strongest, like, okay, he's not technically human, but he's human in everything that matters.
What do you mean by that?
In many ways, Superman is just the best of humanity. That he is incredibly human. That his faults are human. His successes are human. He considers himself Clark Kent first. In the Superman comics I love, he's always Clark Kent first, and he does Superman on the side.
He does Superman just for shits and gigs.
But no, that's it. That's him. That's Clark. He's Clark Kent. He's not Superman.
He loves humanity, and he loves America.
He loves being a reporter. He loves being human, and that's something special. And he gets a pass for being the head of the League. But Martian Manhunter is very, very clearly does not make himself look like a human. He remembers life as another species in another culture, and he has no desire to assimilate.
Mm.
And that's a little disturbing for someone like that to have that much power over humanity.
Right.
Whereas, with Superman, you're much more willing to forgive it because he considers himself human. It's like in the Supergirl show.
Yes.
At the end, they have a mind control machine that mind controls all humans. And
oh man, that's really
and they have it
blanket.
work on Superman.
Wait, it works on Superman? What?
Because he considers himself human. He thinks like a human. He acts like a human.
Aren't there like more, I don't know, like technical things that you have to understand before getting into that?
It's superhero science. It works.
Okay.
Like, whatever. The point is, Superman thinks of himself as a human, so he gets trapped by the human mind control. But Supergirl, who spent the first half of her life, most of her life,
right,
isn't affected by it. So, I thought that was one of the cool parts of Supergirl, I thought. So.
I get that, yeah. She's very much detached herself. She doesn't consider anything, of anything about her to be human.
So, also, I just gotta say, man, it's so fantastic to have Wonder Woman back.
Yeah!
She's such a good character. She is the standout character of this series. I thought it was going to be Green Lantern.
She's had more episodes than anyone else put together, really.
I don't think so. I think at this point, because she hasn't had an episode since season 2. And early season 2, too.
That's because this one...
She kind of did her storyline. She had a fantastic storyline, and now they're just doing an episode now and again to fill in some stuff they missed. But she already had her character arc.
I don't know, I feel like it's just because this one's just started, so really that's what we get. We're getting back into the older characters a little bit more, we're experiencing more of the backstories of each one while introducing a bunch. We're introducing a crap ton at the moment, but, now they're getting back. Actually,
I feel like she's repairing her relationship with her mother.
One of the things I really wanted to say is this was a very adult episode.
It was.
Yeah. This was there were so many references to things that adults would get more than anyone. There were so many little things that were very, that were adult themed. Like talking about global warming, talking about your mother, talking about the peace treaties and whatnot that are going on.
Yeah.
What happened with...
Also, the themes of this episode are really mature.
Yeah.
The themes are really mature. They're about family.
The smoking. The smoking part really got to me.
Oh, that smoking part I thought was so stupid.
Really?
But I kind of loved it.
Huh.
We'll get to it. We'll talk about it when we get to it.
I kind of like that. I like the fact that adults would really understand what was going on right there. And how he was blowing. He said, they asked, what do you... Well, we'll get to that part.
We'll get to that. Yeah. So, I also like how Wonder Woman is repairing the relationship with her mother. That she's like, the first thing Hippolyta asked me to do. It's really nice that she's really fixing up her life. And it paints a great contrast to Martian Manhunter, who is retreating.
Retreating?
Retreating into a shell.
Oh, right. I was like, retreating? What are you talking about?
So...
I totally didn't get what you meant when you said that.
Also, I really have to ask, why does Themyscira need to be at a global climate change conference? They don't have fossil fuels.
Well, I mean, climate change on a global scale affects everyone, aren't they?
I guess it affects them.
They're a small island nation, so they would be probably one of the first to be scooped up by global warming.
Yeah, that's true. You think magic doesn't protect Themyscira from that? I guess I actually say it doesn't later, so... Yeah.
I think you'd be foolish, Jordan, to think that it does.
I guess, gods didn't plan global climate change, so... That's a thing. Okay. So, also, they have magic in this universe. Zatanna can't say, change 20% of the oxygen to... Sorry, 20% of the carbon dioxide to oxygen and nitrogen backwards and, solve global warming.
Listen.
I'm just saying...
makers. They're not miracle workers.
I mean, I'm just saying you can't get, a bunch of magicians together and just, undo global warming.
And unfuck the world.
That seems like that would be a thing that they could just do.
You're making me giggle so much, man.
I mean, maybe it isn't possible for some reason.
In a perfect world where all of their problems are officially our problems, I mean, like they're not just dealing with global warming; they're also dealing with I don't know Gorilla Grodd and Lex Luthor. So it's not exactly the most important thing at the moment.
Yeah, and I guess, you can always say take away 20% of the carbon dioxide.
Right.
So, cut to Star Sapphire and Bizarro entering the Legion of Doom. And at a meeting, Lex Luthor is talking about how he augmented some of the villain's powers.
Mm-hmm.
Most prominently Stingray, who we will see later in this episode.
I just like, why is his name Stingray?
Because Black Manta is too important for them to use, but they wanted a sea-based villain.
Yeah, but it's just like...
And Stingray is like a minor Aquaman villain.
You're Black Manta. Like, he is completely Black Manta. Just look at him.
Here's the thing. It's like why they had to have Silver Banshee with Metallo. If it was too big of a name, the Justice Leaguers would have caught on to Grodd's plan too soon.
I feel like that's actually a different thing, in a way. Because it's not entirely what's going on with, like, copyright and whatnot. That one's more of a... like, that's a story-wise kind of thing. Having these two characters be represented because of the fact that they're trying to not have themselves be, found out is different than having Stingray because the writers wanted an Aquaman villain and who looks exactly like goddamn fucking Black Manta.
I'm not saying it was a copyright thing. What I'm saying is that it was they didn't want to use a big name thing.
What do you mean? Why would they have not?
Because to get Black Manta to do something, when Black Manta does something, the entire league notices. When Stingray does something, they're like, okay, that's kind of okay. The minor villains are banding together. That's not a big deal.
I don't know.
But it's a big deal if Black Manta teams up with Giganta.
I don't know.
He is a top-level villain. He's a scary villain.
I don't know.
Giganta is someone who Wonder Woman uses as a punching bag.
She does, yeah. I feel like... I guess you're right. You do really have a point. These are really, like, C and B list villains.
Yeah.
That just, like, they don't really get around.
And so by doing that, the Legion of Doom very intelligently stays under the radar by using these C and D level villains.
You are correct, sir.
So,
I tip my hat to you.
At the meeting, Grodd tells the story of Prince John the Viking, and I love the animation in this story. It's got such a great storybook feel.
Oh yeah, they definitely use a lot.
Still shots that move from one to another. So great. It's like you're reading a book. The animation here is fantastic.
I don't know. I actually kind of didn't like it at first. It really seems very, like, campy to me.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. Like, it was intentionally done this way to save time and money.
Oh, it definitely saved money.
Well,
I just thought it was stylistically that it worked.
Oh, it definitely saved money, but, like, here's me just, like, saying I wished it was more of, more of this and not more of that. Although that made no sense. I'm totally... Oh my god, the brain fart right there. It was me wanting more to be... what's the proper word for this? They did this not to be stylistic. They did it because they wanted to save money.
I don't know. I didn't get that, but teach their own, I guess. Teach
their own. Yeah, well, fuck you.
I felt that was one of the more polite disagreements we've had.
Yeah.
So, he was a great warrior on a frozen battlefield as the lone survivor. And then, for some reason, it is known that he met a Valkyrie. That seems like the part that wouldn't be known. They would know why they had the war, but they wouldn't.
And he wanted to biggity bang her in the...
Whatever.
Baggy balls.
So, Valkyries are real. That's a thing.
Yeah, Valkyries.
And, nobody blinks an eyebrow at that. Okay? Just completely upending the divinity. Apparently Greek and Norse gods are correct. And I'm pretty sure they've mentioned the Christian god before.
Right.
Because they had the Spear of Longinus, which is what killed Jesus, I think, or something like that.
No, the Lance of Longinus.
Lance of Longinus, which I think stabbed Jesus at one point. I think
Yeah.
that's its thing.
Yeah, no, the Lance of Longinus is the thing that was piercing Jesus into his cross.
So Jesus is real.
Jesus!
Greek mythology is real, and Norse mythology is real.
I don't think they even actually talked about what it was doing, what it was used for. Because, like...
They didn't talk about it, but it was clearly...
It was clearly?
So, I think I'm considering
God,
that
it was
proof...
so clearly.
I'm considering that proof that Jesus exists.
I can see clearly now. Lorraine is gone.
So,
I can
divinity
see
in this
clearly.
universe is very confusing, and probably best not thought about.
Onward with the episode.
Onward with the episode. So, on a frozen battlefield as a lone survivor, he met the Valkyrie and fell in love. For that, Odin banned him from Valhalla, and told him that he could not return until he died a hero's death. But, he made him invulnerable to metal, fire, and...
Water.
Metal, fire, and wood.
Something.
So, that was a nice thing. So he cut a
Water
bloody
party.
swath through Europe for justice, while growing cold and distant from humanity, as he was tragically unable to die.
Tragically.
Then he sailed north, and was never heard of again. Until now, when his ship was revealed.
Until now.
So there was actually a mini ice age in Europe, so he must have been during this time. So, continuing on. He sailed north, he was never found again, and now Grodd wants his body to find out the secrets of his invulnerability. Then Grodd mentions that he has a big plan, and Killer Frost is annoyed at his not sharing said plan.
Right.
So, Prince John's actually really cool. He's actually a character from the comics.
Prince John?
Yeah.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah. He's a World War II era character. In the comics, he has the same backstory. He's still the son of King Rick. Well, he wasn't originally, but they retconned it to that.
He's the son of King Rick.
With 2 Ks.
I love that, though.
So, and he fights with Sergeant Rock against the Nazis. And he gets his hero's death from a plastic explosive.
Oh, sweet. Nice.
I know, I thought that was a great bit of wit there. That in the end, he gets his happy ending because Odin didn't think to include plastic in his invulnerability.
Right.
Also, he once had a relationship with Black Canary.
Odin
That's kinda
skipped
cool.
down. Really?
Yeah.
That was sweet.
He
Odin
got sent
skipped
back
down.
to the 12th century and they, dated.
Oh.
It's a thing. So, comics are awesome. And I love all the obscure characters in Justice League Unlimited.
Oh, definitely. I mean, they do not skimp out when they dig deep in the barrel of obscurity.
Yeah.
There are so many references they are willing to make, and there are so many. And what was in this episode we see the antithesis to Captain Cold. What is it, Captain
Killer
Heat?
Frost.
What? No. The hot guy, the other Flash villain who shoots fire.
Oh, Heatwave.
Yeah, Heatwave. We see Heatwave in this one. He never really shows up ever, but he's here because they gotta melt the ice.
Yeah.
So it's more or less just
Wayne McDuffie and co. love the DC universe. That's so clear.
You can tell they love the DC universe.
This is a real labor of love.
Yeah, someone could have picked up a flamethrower. Someone could have used their energy beams. Someone could have punched the ice. No, they got Heatwave because they love Heatwave.
Yep.
Because they love DC, and that is such a great thing to do. Just you guys, what are you doing, you guys?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just something that really speaks to me.
No, you're right. It's fantastic. So, at the conference, Wonder Woman is yelling at the diplomats. Should we call them the diploshits or something? I don't know.
The diploshits.
About global climate change being real. And they're being Republicans from 2005.
Yeah.
So.
Well, she doesn't exactly give a great example. She says a bunch of rocks break. It's
No,
not
she's talking
exactly.
about the melting glacier they're standing on.
Yeah, but it's not exactly the best example.
I thought it was a pretty good example.
Saying that these rocks break and that's the the understanding of the global warming is like saying that I dropped my ice cream cone and there's an earthquake coming.
No, that's not what I was saying. What she was saying is that
Well, no, I understand
naturally,
what she's saying.
Glaciers melt back and forth every year, but they've never melted back this far before.
I mean,
And
no,
that
I
tells you
understand
something.
that, but like you could say that also. Like global warming doesn't have to have caused this. Someone punching it could have caused this, as well.
Okay, but it didn't. There were people there.
I know that.
It's like a resort. People would notice if somebody punched it. So, I thought it was a good example. It was excellent. It actually was excellent planning by the conference organizers.
What?
So, Wonder Woman.
I mean, it was terrible planning on the conference organizers.
So, Wonder Woman accidentally threatens to invade man's world, and then walks away. She really could have used Jean.
She was like, oops, I was totally gonna fuck you guys all over.
You know, I mean, just because what she said is true doesn't...
Say thanks, bye.
Doesn't mean she should have said it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, she sees Agent Faraday there, and he specifically says he's not smoking.
Oh yeah,
And
Agent Faraday is like an idiot in this one.
Wait,
He's never been...
Sorry?
What? No, Agent Faraday is like an idiot in this.
He's not an idiot.
What do you mean? Well, he's very... They never gave him this much of a personality in that sense. They've always made him out to be a very straight, narrow guy, did his job.
I think he's straight and narrow.
He's not straight and narrow in this. He's pointing gun fingers at her. He talks about how he's gonna blow the crap out of these people.
That was nice camaraderie.
It was not nice. He was
nice
acting like...
that he and Wonder Woman have a real rapport. I thought that was nice.
I guess you can call it a rapport, but like I call it something totally different.
I saw it as them having a good rapport, but their jobs separate them.
I don't know. I feel like it was
What
really...
was it? I've got an image that he's trying to quit smoking right now, and that little pack of gum we saw is nicotine gum.
Yeah.
So he's like, don't worry, I'm not smoking. Because Wonder Woman knows he's trying to quit smoking, and they've talked about it.
That is not what I got at all.
That's my little Justice League mid-rush.
Not what I got at all from that situation.
Okay, I think it was like a joke for the parents that like they set it up like he was smoking.
Yeah, no.
He specifically said, I'm not smoking.
Well, no, he said he's not smoking. It was more of like him talking to himself. He was explaining, that was like a bitter thing. He's like, what are you doing out here? And he's like, obviously not smoking, because he's trying to get over it, so he's chewing gum. That's the thing. He's got nicotine gum. And yeah, that was a very adult-themed kind of thing to happen. But I don't think it was really much of a camaraderie thing. It was more, what happens later on definitely shows a lot of camaraderie, but this was more of just him acting out a personality that we've never seen before. This is a character that likes to joke and mess around.
I don't know. I thought his ribbing her about her diplomacy showed that he had a comfort around her. That was nice.
What did he say about her diplomacy?
He just said basically, you're really terrible at this or something.
Oh, yeah. If you do it again, I have to come and
then he says, if you raise your voice at the VP again, I have orders to shoot you.
Yeah.
Which sounds pretty much like Dick Cheney. I mean, that sounds like something Dick Cheney would do. So...
Yeah. I do like her response was showing her bracelet.
Her response is she shows the bracelet and she's just like, that is not going to work, dude.
Yeah, exactly. She smiles, so I mean, clearly...
It's nice.
That part showed some good camaraderie.
And then they're screaming. So it's a nice callback to the Wonder Woman TV show. I don't know if you've ever watched it. It's old.
Oh my god, I almost totally forgot. The fact that she absolutely just like... It was so cool when she starts doing the spinning thing. That's what, in the old Wonder Woman TV show that none of the kids would have understood. So there's so many themes in this episode that are guaranteed to hit hard with parents.
I wonder how she did her hair in that spin, but that's a different story.
Well, no, she didn't do her hair. It's in a bun. It's in a little bun. So she took off the supporting stuff, like a clip, a knot, whatever. She didn't do her hair. She just let it down. Come on, Jordan. Gotta get know-how with all this stuff.
That's not what hair naturally looks like, but maybe that's what it looks like for Amazons.
What do you mean it's not what hair naturally looks like? It can be full and flowing. I mean, like, that's... You can't say that's not what things look like when we look at all of the fucking people in this entire series that have arms that are bigger than their fucking heads. They no shoulders that like could crush their heads if they tried really hard.
Yeah.
Have you seen how broad
Superman and Batman are? Yeah.
or Green Arrow even?
Oh yeah, all three of those definitely have the exact same model. And they just kind of like change the face up.
Just look at Green Arrow, it's terrifying.
So, whatever. So she goes to stop Stingray and the others. So she comes in, she punches Giganta, her personal punching bag, in the face. and she looks like she's winning. But then she's shot by Stingray, who's about to kill her when she's saved by Agent Faraday.
Right.
But things are still not looking good for the agents because, you know, there's like 6 of them and they're facing 5 supervillains.
Oh, yeah.
So,
shit's about to go down.
With Wonder Woman down, things look bad. Wonder Woman calls for Martian Manhunter, and she demands he come. She is...
Oh, yeah.
This is the first time in the series, I think she's... No, sorry. This is the first time since Hawk and Dove she is genuinely scared.
I don't think it was she was scared. I think it was more of a, I'm done with your bullshit, John. You need to act now. I mean, like, that's definitely another thing that people I feel like could go back and forth about, but it seemed more of she was forcing him to act. I don't think she was scared. She was just in a situation where all of her emotions were on, you know, completely on wreck right now. She needed him, and she was done with his bullshit. She's like, I don't care who you send, I need you. It was more of a powerful statement towards him than anything else.
It was a powerful statement because he's clearly the most powerful guy, and she's desperate. She wants to bring in the big guns. I think I heard fear in her voice. So, Green Arrow and Martian Manhunter come, and they turn the tide. Martian Manhunter reads Giganta's mind and sees some of the story.
He also gets a quick flash of Gorilla Grodd.
She has mental defenses which fry her brain like Metallo.
Right. Well, I don't think it fries her brain. I think
it does, because they say it later.
Well, no, they say it fried Metallo's brain. They don't say it fried her brain because she keeps fighting, remember?
I don't think she does. I don't think we see her again.
No, I'm pretty sure we do. We see her smacking around.
I know you're watching it right now, so if
let
you
me
see
go,
it
let me
again,
go
tell me.
check.
I don't remember seeing her again, though.
And
I don't have it in my notes, her again. So,
I'll go watch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, she does. She kind of falls backwards. I don't think it kills her because I think we see her.
I think it just fries her brain.
I think we see her later on. I don't know.
Brain dead.
Yeah. Oh, Metallo's dead. Metallo's KO'd.
But also, this is a little bit different, so the mental defenses might not have completely kicked in. She can recover. So,
I also really enjoyed the fact that for a split second we see Gorilla Grodd showcasing his psychic powers.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
We do say, what is going on, why do they have these kind of things going on, and it's us, the viewer, that understands that it's Gorilla Grodd is doing all this. So there you go. You're welcome.
Seeing the heroes winning, Stingray gets his sub out, which is kind of cool, and pulls the ship out of the mountain.
Tearing it out with those giant...
causing the mountain to collapse, all the while Heatwave has been, laying the groundwork here by melting the ice.
Yeah. Well, not anymore. He was incapacitated by Giganta kind of sitting on him.
Yep. So, and forcing the JLU to rescue the diplomats.
Right.
Green Arrow chases the supervillain, climbing onto their sub as it submerges, and presumably leaving the foot soldiers to die in the freezing ocean.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. They've got suits on. I think they'll be fine.
I'm just gonna not think about that.
Yeah.
So, also, he sings his theme as he ziplines to the ship.
That was awesome.
That was
I
awesome.
love that so much.
It seems like something Green Arrow would do. I loved it. So, Wonder Woman tries to break free the Viking ship from the sub, but Stingray attacks her. Green Arrow takes out the crew while Wonder Woman defeats Stingray, and Martian Manhunter defeats Killer Frost. Martian Manhunter gets Killer Frost to stop the avalanche that Stingray pulling the ship out had caused.
Mm-hmm.
And that will destroy
cool
the diplomats
right
in the
there,
chateau. Sorry?
I said it was a pretty cool moment, actually.
It was
one they had.
He
Where it
just
was.
says, we're both going to die if you don't stop this.
Yeah, well,
Although
I'm
he
pretty
wouldn't
sure.
have died.
Yeah, he wouldn't have died. He would have
But
just
he
been like
told her he was, and I guess she believed him, so.
phased through. I don't think he didn't tell her that he was gonna die. He told her that she was gonna get fucked up.
I think he said we.
Well, he said we were going to get trapped there, which doesn't mean that I'm going to die because I can phase through this shit, and you're going to die because you're just a little girl, pretty much.
So
there you go.
yeah. So yeah, it's a good fight between Wonder Woman and Stingray. Actually, he really takes advantage of the water. I feel like, and how the physics of a fight in the water would be different, and how the blows would affect the fighters differently. I think it was a really cool concept. It was unique from, but similar to the fights in the air that we've seen.
Right.
I thought the fight choreography there was just...
I just really enjoy
good.
the fact that everyone uses the hero headbutt.
The hero headbutt.
The hero headbutt. Learn a thing or two from Jotaro. Or not Johto. Fucking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. There we go. I can't remember. George Joestar? Whatever. There's a character in an anime / manga, whatever, and when he's fighting the bad guy, he literally he's losing and then slams his head into his face. And that's how he wins. So there you go. The hero headbutt.
So,
Do it with vigor and with pride. The hero headbutt.
so after the superheroes are somewhat victorious, Green Arrow manages to release the harpoons holding the ship, and Agent Faraday brings 3 subs to capture Stingray's sub. Also, the internet and Wikipedia were kind of annoyed that he brought because the U.S. only has 3 Seawolf class subs, and he threatens them with 3 Seawolf class subs. So I guess all 3 of the U.S.'s most powerful subs, the most powerful subs ever made, were in one place.
This shit's for real, man. If they get that corpse, that body.
And Trident missiles are intercontinental ballistic missiles. Not things you find on submarines.
This is all legit shit going down, though.
But here's the thing.
Yes?
Trident is a really good name for an underwater torpedo.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, I'm just saying in this universe, a C-class sub is just a regular attack sub. Sorry, a Sea-Wolf class.
Uh-huh.
Because that's a cool name. And a Trident missile means something different. Problem solved, Internet. Cool down.
Oh, yeah, Jonathan Joestar, by the way. That was his name. Continue.
So yeah. But it also shows how in this show they really should have done some basic research. Like really... Was it that hard to use the correct names? Like
Okay. Excuse me, but for a second, our world and their world aren't the same.
No, our world and their world aren't the same, but why are you using names from our world then if they're gonna mean something different? Like, look, it's not a big deal.
Because
if it weren't for the fact that they made this mistake with chess and so many other things in the past, I'd be like, okay, whatever. But this is like the 6th or 7th time it's happened.
It's not supposed to be a big thing. It's supposed to be just there talking about these kind of... What did you say? They were intercontinental missiles? What if it's the governments of, like, more countries working together to stop evildoers? What if they have some kind of...
Faraday works for the U.S. government, so they're all U.S. subs.
Well, what if they have more kind of governmental orders for superheroes and for villains, where they work together because villains are universal. Villains just suck. How about that? What if they do?
Look, I said I'm willing to look past it, but I'm just saying...
Yeah, you bet.
Do, like, research if you're going to use real names. Okay, so... Stingray's men surrender to Green Arrow, even though they previously had him surrounded. And on that short night, they explain the supervillain's plan to each other and us. but they couldn't get that much out of them because of the mental defenses. Wonder Woman makes the connection to Metallo. Love her. Wonder Woman also says she'll take care of Prince John's burial.
Right.
So...
She specifically talks about the fact that... What did he say?
And this is where they bring it home. Sorry?
Yeah.
And this is where they bring it home. Where Martian Manhunter sees himself in Prince John. And like Grodd told us how he became cold and distant as he fought for justice, so too Martian Manhunter has been. It's just brilliant. And so he decides he needs to connect to humanity and avoid his fate. So as they send Prince John into the sun, Wonder Woman reads the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, stanzas 13 to 17, as they send PJ into space in a Viking burial in the final frontier.
As they send PJ to space. I'm sorry, what? They sent who?
I think Prince John would like to be called PJ. I bet he and Sergeant Rock have cool nicknames for each other.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
He gets his Viking burial in the final frontier, and he goes to see his love in Valhalla. So, we see Martian Manhunter's sad goodbye from the Justice League, and it's all amazing animation over this beautiful poem. I think I rewatched it twice because it was just so beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Well, it was
all animation. The Flash gives him a big hug, and the members of the Justice League give him a heartfelt goodbye. And, well, it was probably just the people who they happened to have models of when they were animating. I like how they made it the sort of graybeards of the League, who Martian Manhunter would probably connect with well, and the young guys in the League, who he probably mentored and helped. It seemed like people he would have been close to in the League that they chose.
Right. I really appreciated the whole poem, assuming it was the final scroll, right, of this, of what? PJ, right? PJ?
Yep.
Okay.
And as PJ enters the sun, Martian Manhunter goes to Earth to find a connection, and himself, to the ancient and powerful words of the rhyme of the Mariner.
To the rhyme of the Mariner.
Sorry, rhyme of the Ancient Mariner.
Right. And now we talk about how we view the combination of JJ and PJ, and whether or not the two truly have a connection.
I thought it worked really well. Like, about 2/3 of the way through the episode, I'm like, this PJ story is kind of like what they're going with Martian Manhunter. And then at the end they did, and I'm like, oh shit, that's awesome.
I didn't get that at all, really. Like, I just absolutely did not see the connection there. I understand that you can make it so. You can make it that, John Jones is alone in his time, in his world, as well as Prince John is. But they have two very different problems going on with their life. While one is fighting for love, the other one is fighting for inner peace and understanding.
Well, they specifically say in Prince John's story that he fought for justice.
He did, but he also fought for his love. He fought for justice because...
In many ways, so does Martian Manhunter, though. Because he fought for his love, his wife and children.
Not really.
He fought their memories.
Well, one was attempting constantly to go and return to his love, while the other one was trying to find purpose, really. He was trying to find purpose in his fighting, while the other one was fighting for an answer to a specific problem. The other one lived forever. One lived forever attempting an answer, while one was currently working while... I'm trying to find the connection here. But, the thing is, Martian Manhunter had the answer in a way, which was constantly working with humans, but it wasn't a satisfying one to him.
Yes, and I think he gets to a better place.
I guess so, yeah.
But he's still not in a good place.
Oh, no, of course not.
Lone survivor of a dead race.
Well, dead.
His mental space is not good. And that's a hard life.
All of them dead.
They're dead. And
Well, dead.
it's a real tragedy.
Yep. It
So-
sucks to be them, but, you know. Oh, man, it's awful.
Yeah, they do that. And it's really... But so I thought the connection worked because they spent the whole episode building up how Martian Manhunter was cutting himself off, and frankly, he'd kind of been cutting himself off the whole season. It didn't come out of nowhere. He was not a social person. In the first two seasons, like, he at least interacted with the original 7 somewhat familiarly, but like when Booster Gold tried to be chummy with him, he was having none of it. He's always been a very stern presence every time we've seen him. Even when he plays that psychologist role, he's still not...
Right. He doesn't really fight much. He never really goes on missions. They talk about that a lot, and the fact that he's got all this power and doesn't really do anything with it.
Yeah. So, I thought it really all came together, and it came together well, and I think this is a great character arc for him to go on, and we're going to see... Spoiler alert. We're going to see him again.
Of course.
And we're going to have seen how he grows.
Right. Thankfully, we get to see some fantastic little imagery later on.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd say his arc was, I mean, just so barely, but it was so satisfying. Like, geez, I loved it. I loved seeing the ending to what happens with him. It was just,
yeah,
joyous.
Just
We barely get the answer, though.
I thought we got enough, and we can infer what we don't get. We'll see. I've changed my opinion. I haven't rewatched that episode.
No. Here's the thing. I'm disappointed more because I didn't get to see what happened. I wanted to see what happened. I think it would have been a fantastic story. I understand exactly what went down with what little we get, but that doesn't stop me from really wanting to be a part of it.
Yeah, I think it would have been cool if they had an extra episode or two and they maybe spent an episode on Martian Manhunter's story. But
yeah,
I think it would be a better story without action. So maybe if like every once in a while we just flick to him, and he like helped out a leaguer without that leaguer knowing. Something like that. I don't know.
Oh, maybe we can find that out somewhere.
I think it'd be cool if we saw him a little bit on the way, but the fact that we didn't is cool too.
It's true. Well. Who knows? Maybe they'll reboot it and show us what had happened.
I would love this show to be rebooted, but you can't reboot this show.
Why not?
Because you need so much backstory to do a show like this.
Aren't they? They're coming out with like a new Justice League show, I think.
Are they? Oh man, I'm excited.
I
to do a Justice League show like this, to have such character, you need Batman the Animated Series. You need Superman the Animated Series. You need 3 seasons of Justice League before you can do a show like this. Like, this was the culmination of, like, a 10-year DC animated universe. I don't know if you can do... I don't know if something like this will ever happen again.
I don't know. I feel like you're putting a bit too much on what the Justice League situation is. I mean, just look at
I'm not
Young
saying
Justice.
a better show won't be made.
Oh.
I'm just saying this show won't be made.
I don't know.
So.
I believe in people, in humans. We are strong, Jordan. We can succeed. Sorry, I was just vomiting out of pure bliss. Alright, so I guess that's the ending of that one.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about this entire episode?
Okay. So I really liked this episode.
Really?
Yeah, I loved this episode.
God.
It's gonna go high.
I was there. Okay.
I'm sorry. It was better than Clash. And now the question is, was it better than Wake the Dead? I don't know how epilogue is at 3. We both rated it really highly, but really? Huh. So I don't think it was as good as Wake the Dead.
Oh, I loved it. I love the epilogue because it had everything.
Epilogue was good, but I'm not sure it was 3.
Well, that's your fault.
Yeah,
For me, it's 4.
No, I think Epilogue just needs to be below Wake the Dead. I really liked Wake the Dead. So.
For me, it was really meh. So I'm gonna put it. Where do I put this? I'm gonna put it below kids stuff. It was alright of an episode for me, and it had a lot of really good stuff, good things, but it didn't really impress me that much.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I mean, there were. Well, that's the thing. It's once again, I liked the episode 100%, but when comparing it to other things, I just didn't like it that much.
Alright, that's cool. So, do you have any final words, Elliot?
Love thy neighbor, except when you got fingers in the butt.
Wow, that's one of our weirder endings yet.
I was waiting for you to say, like, deep and profound.
Stay beautiful.